Hello students, this video is part 5 on units and measurements. In this video we are going to see NCERT solutions. Students, this is your first question. Filling the blanks by suitable conversion of units. Okay, so left hand side they have given such units 1 kilogram meter squared second power minus 2, and in right hand side you need to convert a particular unit into this gram centimeter squared second power minus 2. Okay, we know very well 1 kg is equal to 10 power 3 kg and 1 meter squared is equal to 10 power 4 centimeter squared. Okay, and while converting all those things, 1 kilogram meter squared second power minus 2. Okay, we can write like this: 10 power 3 grams into 10 power 4 centimeter squared into 1 second power minus 2. Okay, so what will be the answer? 10 power 7 gram centimeter squared second power minus 2. This is your answer for the first blanks, first fill in the blanks. Okay, and the second question is 1 meter equal to dash light year. Okay, we know very well what is 1 light year. Light year is the total distance traveled by light in 1 year. Okay, so 1 light year equal to speed of light into 1 year. So what is the speed of light? 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. And 1 year is 365 into 24 into 60 into 60. We need to convert everything in terms of seconds. 365 days, 24 hours, and then again 1 minute is 60 seconds. Okay, so while converting it, you will get 1 light year is equal to 9.46 into 10 to the power 15 meters. Okay, then what is for 1 meter? So 1 divided by 9.46 into 10 to the power 15. So this is nothing but 1.057 into 10 to the power minus 16 light year. Okay, fine. And the next question is, this is your C subdivision. 3 meters second power minus 2 is equal to dash kilometer per hour squared. Okay, so you know very well 1 second is equal to 1 divided by 3600 hours. Okay, then 1 second power minus 1 is nothing but 3600 per hour. And what is this 3 meter per second squared? So 3, while converting it, 10 power minus 3 kilometer, and 1 second in terms of hour. So what will be the answer? 3.88 into 10 to the power minus 4 kilometer per hour squared. Okay, and the next subdivision is D subdivision. G is given. Okay, so what is 1 Newton? 1 Newton is equal to 1 kilogram meter per second squared. 1 kilogram meter per second squared. Okay, what is 1 kilogram? 10 to the power minus 3 grams. 1 meter, 10 to the power 6 centimeter cube. 1 meter cube equal to 10 to the power 6 centimeter cube. Okay, so while converting this unit, you will get what? 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 8 centimeter cube, second power minus 2, gram power minus 1. Okay. See, look at the second question, students. A calorie is a unit of heat or energy and it equals about 4.2 joules, where 1 joule is 1 kilogram meter squared per second squared. Suppose we employ a system of units in which the unit of mass equals alpha kg, the unit of length equals beta meters, the unit of time is gamma seconds. Show that a calorie has a magnitude 4.2, alpha power minus 1, beta power minus 2, gamma power 2 in terms of the new units. Okay, what you understood from this? 1 calorie is given. What is 1 calorie? 4.2 joules. What is 1 joule? 1 kg meter squared second power minus 2. Okay, so combine this two. So 1 calorie is nothing but 4.2 kg meter squared per second squared. Okay, so this is your SI unit where N is given. Okay, the numerical value is given 4.2 and M, what is mass in terms of kg? 1 kg, length 1 meter, time 1 second. Okay, and for new system what we need to find, see they have given the value itself, so we need to prove that value. Okay, so new system, let us consider N2 is unknown value and mass 2 is, they have given what? Alpha. Mass equals alpha kg. Okay, M2 is alpha kg, L2 beta meters and T2 is gamma seconds. Okay, right. So what is the dimensional formula now? Dimensional formula of energy is m power 1 t power 2 m power 1 L power 2 t power minus 2. See, this we written from this value. Okay, so kg power 1, right? So m power 1, then meter power 2, so length power 2, s power minus 2, so t power minus 2. Generally we used to write dimensional formula in this format, MLT format. Okay, then now comparing the SI system and the new system, what you will get? A equal to 1. Okay, see, this is a formula, m power a, L power b, t power c. Okay, while comparing these two systems, we will get what? A equal to 1, b equal to 2, c equal to minus 2. Okay, from this dimensional formula we can write like this. Okay, now we need to calculate N2, right? So N2 is equal to, consider N2 by N1 first. We need to compare these two values. Okay, then while rearranging, this N2 will move on here. Now N1 into M1 divided by M2 power A, L1 divided by L2 power B and T1 by T2 to the power C. Okay, and now what is your N1 value? 4.2. M1 is 1 kg. As per SI unit, M1 is 1 kg. M2 is alpha kg. What is A? 1. And similarly, L1 is 1. L2 is beta. And what is B? 2. And what is T1? 1. T2 gamma. And whole to the power C is minus 2. Okay. And now shall we write like this? N2 equal to 4.2 into alpha to the power minus 1, because it is in denominator. 1 by alpha to the power 1. It is nothing but alpha power minus 1 and beta power minus 2, gamma power 2. See, this is your new system. Okay, next question. The photograph of a house occupies an area of 1.75 centimeter squared on a 35 millimeter slide. Okay, photograph of a house occupies an area of 1.75 centimeter squared on 35 millimeter slide. The slide is projected onto a screen and the area of the house on the screen is 1.55 meter squared. Area of the house on the screen is 1.55 meter squared. What is the linear magnification of the projector screen arrangement? See, very simple. Area of the house is given. Area of the house on the slide is 1.75 centimeter squared. Area of the image of the house formed on the screen. Okay, so this is nothing but 1.55 meter squared. This value is also given. Okay, so convert this meter into centimeter. So we can write like this, 1.55 into 10 to the power 4 centimeter squared. Okay, right? And then we need to find aerial magnification before calculating linear magnification. See, we know the formula. Aerial magnification is equal to area of image, ratio of area of image and area of object. Okay, so 1.55 divided by 1.75 into 10 to the power 4. This is what aerial magnification. And while calculating linear magnification, we should take a square root. Okay, so square root of this value. Square root of this value. So what is the answer? 94.11. This is your linear magnification of the projector screen arrangement. Okay, next question is, state the number of significant figures in the following numbers. Okay, so first subdivision is Okay, so fine. A 0.007 meters squared. How many significant number are there? See, this number is less than 1. 0.007 less than 1. So the number, the zeros which is before, towards the left side of the non-zero digit is not significant. So as per this rule, number of significant number is 1. Okay, and the next subdivision, 2.64 into 10 to the power 4. See, generally, remember students, 10 to the power anything will not be a significant number. Okay, so you should see this number alone, 2.64 alone. So as per that, your significant number is 3. And C subdivision, 0.2370. 2370. So 4 significant numbers. Okay, see, if it is a whole number, we won't consider this 0, but this is your decimal number, so we need to consider this 0 also. Okay, right, as per rule 5. And we'll see D subdivision, 6.320 joules. So again, it is in decimal point, so we should consider this 0. So 4 significant numbers. And E subdivision, 6.032. 6.032. How many significant numbers are there? 4 significant numbers. See, look at this 0. Look at this A subdivision, students, 0.007. See what I said? The zeros which is on the left side of the non-zero, which is not significant, I said. But remember, always, if it is a decimal number which is less than 1, less than 1 decimal number means we should not consider that 0. But look at this number, E subdivision, 6.032, because it is greater than 1, we need to consider that 0 also. So number of significant numbers are 4. And F subdivision, 0.0006032. So how many significant numbers are there? Correct, 6032. These 4 numbers are significant numbers because this number is less than 1. Am I right? So we should consider 6032. 4 numbers are the significant number in the F subdivision. Okay, students, we'll see next question. The length, breadth and thickness of the rectangular sheet of a metal are 4.234 meters, 1.005 meters, 2.01 centimeters respectively. Give the area and volume of the sheet to correct significant numbers. Okay, right. So we need to calculate area and volume. What is the formula? See, we'll write the given values. Length of the sheet 4.234 meters. Breadth is 1.005 meters. Thickness 2.01 centimeter or 0.0201 meters. Okay, everything in the same scale. Correct. And see, I have given a table, quantity, length, breadth and height, and the number which they have mentioned in the question and the corresponding significant numbers. I have tabled it. Okay. So look at this number, 4.234. How many significant numbers? 4. 1.005 significant number, 4. 2.01 number of significant figures are 3. Okay. So whatever the process may be, see, as per the rule, we should maintain significant rule we studied, right? Do you remember that? Okay, if not, please go through the video. Okay, right. In part 2, I would have discussed about the significant numbers. So please refer. See, as per the significant rule, we should maintain the least significant number which is in the physical quantity. So as per that, we should maintain, see, 3 is the least physical quantity, least significant number while comparing all the quantities. So in your result, you should maintain these 3 significant figures. Fine. And let us see, let us go to the problem. Area and volume we should find. Correct? So what is the area formula? Area is 2 times of L into B plus B into H into L. Okay, LB plus BH plus HL. So find it out. So the value will be 8.72 meters squared. 8.72 meters squared. We should maintain 3 significant value. And volume is LBH. The answer is 0.0855 meter cube. Correct? See, this is meter cube. This is meter square. Okay. So this number has only 3 significant figures. Because it is less than 1, right? As per rule 3, this number is less than 1. So the volume value is 0.0855 meter cube. Okay, next question is, the mass of a box measured by a grocer's balance is 2.3 kg. 2 gold pieces of masses 20.15 grams and 20.17 grams are added to the box. What is a subdivision? Okay, the total mass of the box. Total mass of the box after adding these 2 gold pieces, and the difference in the masses of the pieces to correct significant figures. Okay, so let us see. Mass of the grocer's box is 2.3 kg. Okay, the first gold piece is 20.15 grams or 0.02015 in terms of kg, kilograms. And mass of gold piece 2 is 0.17 grams or 0.02017 kilograms. What is the total mass? Add all those things, you will get 2.34032 kg. Okay, see, look at the numbers. What is the significant number here? 2. And here 4. Here also 4. Okay, so we should maintain always the least significant number in the result. Okay, so as per that rule, the significant number is 2.3 kg. Correct? And the second subdivision, differences in the mass in terms of grams. Correct? So 20.17 minus 20.15 is 0.02 grams. In subtraction, the final result should retain as many decimal places as there in the number with the least decimal places. Correct? Next question. A physical quantity P is related to 4 observables A, B, C and D as follow. See, they have given one equation. P is equal to A cube into B squared divided by square root of CD. The percentage errors of measurements in A, B, C and D are, see, percentage error they have given 1%, 3%, 4%, 2% respectively. Correct? What is the percentage error in the quantity P? Overall, what is the percentage error in quantity P? If the value of P calculated using the above relation turns out to be, if the value of P is 3.763, to what value should you round off the result? Okay, hope you understood this question. They have given one equation. Am I right? P equal to A cube B square divided by square root of C D. And the percentage error of the measurements A, B, C, D is also given 1%, 3%, 4% and 2% respectively. Okay, let us see. So what is P? A cube B squared divided by square root of C into D. Correct? So write like this: A cube B squared into C to the power minus 1 by 2. Square root of C is nothing but C to the power minus 1 by 2 into D to the power minus 1. Okay. And what is the maximum fractional error in the measurement? Okay. Right. Or fine. Del P by P. Ratio of absolute error and true value. Correct. So del P by P is equal to, so as per the third rule of combination of errors we saw in last video. Correct. So as per the third rule, power rule, A to the power 3 can be written as 3 into del A by A. And similarly, B squared can be written as 2 times of del B by B plus C to the power minus 1 by 2 can be written as 1 by 2. See, these are all plus or minus. So this minus can be eliminated. 1 by 2 del C by C plus D to the power minus 1 Okay, these are all in the division. So as per the rule 2, this plus and this minus will not be calculated. So d to the power 1 del t by d. Okay, so what they have given, percentage error, del a by a is 1%, del b by b 3%, del c by c 4%, del d by d 2%. Okay, so maximum fractional error in the measurement is 3 times of 1%. Okay, in place of del a by a, substitute 1%. So 3 into 1% plus 2 into 3% plus 1 by 2 into 4% plus 2%. So totally 13% will come. If P is equal to 3.763, then del P is equal to 13% of P. Am I right? So del P is 13% of P. So 13P divided by 100 is equal to 13 into, what is the value of P? 3.673 divided by 100. So your value is 0.489. As the error lies in the first decimal place, the answer should be rounded off to the first decimal place. Hence, we shall express the value of P after rounding off. P is equal to 3.8. Okay, this question is based on homogeneity principle. Okay, we should check the dimensional analysis. Okay, so we'll see. A book with many printing errors contains 4 different formula for the displacement y of a particle undergoing a certain periodic motion. Okay, so first A, what is A? A means maximum displacement of the particle, and V speed of the particle, T time period of the motion. So rule out the wrong formula on the dimensional grounds. So we should check the homogeneity principle. What is homogeneity principle? Left hand side of the equation, okay, should be equivalent to the right hand side of the left hand side of the dimension should be equivalent to the right hand side of the dimension. So we can say both the sides are dimensionally balanced. Okay, this is called homogeneity principle. We'll check now. So first subdivision is y equal to a sine of 2 pi t by t. Okay, right. So we'll check what is y as per the given question, displacement. Y is displacement. So we can write y as L. What is L? Length. Okay, displacement. Length is measured. Displacement is nothing but what? Length. So it can be measured in terms of meters. Right, and we'll see the right hand side of the first equation, a into sine of 2 pi t by t. Okay, right. So what is a? Maximum displacement. Again it is L. Okay, and sine of 2 pi, see this is your constant value 2 pi, so it doesn't have any dimension, and t is time period, so t divided by t. Right, so the value will be right hand side again L. So both are dimensionally balanced. Left hand side and right hand side both are dimensionally balanced. Okay, so hence this equation proves homogeneity principle. Correct? And we'll go to the next subdivision. Y equal to a sine Vt. Y they said as displacement, so we can write it as L. Within the square bracket we should write L. Okay, so this is the general format of mentioning the dimensional formula. Correct? So y is nothing but square bracket of L, and a sine Vt. See, a we know maximum displacement, we can write it as L, and sine of what is V? V is speed, meter per second. Meter per SI unit is meter per second. So meter is nothing but L, and seconds t power minus 1 into time period t. Okay, then your equation will be L sine of L. L sine of L. So this equation is wrong. First subdivision is dimensionally correct, but the second equation is wrong. We identified the wrong one. Okay, let us go to the C subdivision. Y equal to a by t sine of t by a. Y is L, left hand side is L. Okay, and we'll see the right hand side now. A by t sine of t by a. What is A? L, T, T, sine of T, time period T, and A is again L. Okay, so L T power minus 1 sine of T L power minus 1. Okay, so this is also wrong. This right hand side is not equivalent to the left hand side. So this is dimensionally wrong. Then we'll see the fourth subdivision. Y equal to A square root of 2 into sine of 2 pi T by T plus cos of 2 by T by T. Okay, Y is L, we know. A root 2. See, root 2 is a constant value. So A, in place of A, we can write it as L. So dimension of A is L, right? And we'll see the rest of the thing. Sine 2 by T by T plus cos 2 by T by T. So sine of T by T plus cos of T by T. See, this is dimensionless. Okay. So Y equal to, L equal to L. So this subdivision D and subdivision A, these two equations are dimensionally balanced. Hope you understand all those numericals. See you in my next video. Thank you.